My son told me I was too ugly to attend his wedding. My daughter-in-law nodded, saying my presence would ruin their perfect aesthetic. What they didn't know was that while they saw a dying, fragile old woman, I was quietly sitting on a hidden fortune worth millions. The day they erased me from their lives, I decided to make sure they'd remember me forever. But let me start from the beginning. That morning, I dressed carefully my dusty rose cardigan with the mother-of-pearl buttons Danny used to fidget with during church, and a gold bracelet he'd saved up for when he was 14. I looked in the mirror, trying to see myself through his eyes. Chemotherapy had taken my hair and left me thin, but I was still his mother. I thought that counted for something. Danny arrived without warning, wearing expensive cologne and a suit that probably cost more than my monthly medication. He barely glanced at the fresh flowers I'd arranged or the lemon bars cooling on the counter, his favorite as a child. While I poured tea, he dropped the bomb. "Mom, we think it's best if you skip the ceremony." My hand froze. "What do you mean, sweetheart?" He straightened his silk tie. "It's going to be very upscale. Stephanie and I want everything flawless for the photographers. So, you don't want your mother in your wedding pictures." "It's not personal," he muttered. "It's just the headscarf, the weight loss, the coughing. Some guests might find it uncomfortable." Before I could respond, Stephanie walked in, tall, cold, and perfect in a way that felt manufactured. She glanced around my living room like it was a thrift store. "Oh, this is where you grew up," she said with thinly veiled disgust. She didn't even acknowledge me before continuing. "The venue has aesthetic requirements. We can't have anything disrupting the visual theme." "Disrupting," I repeated quietly. "She's sick," Stephanie added, gesturing toward me. The whole fragile cancer patient look. "It brings down the mood." I looked at my son waiting, hoping he would defend me. He said nothing. "We can live stream it for you," he offered, as if he were doing me a favor. "It'll be like being there. I want to sit quietly in the back," I whispered. "That's all." Stephanie's tone sharpened. "After the honeymoon, we should explore care facilities. You clearly need professional help." "You mean a nursing home?" "Don't be dramatic," Danny snapped. "I can't keep letting you guilt-trip me into taking care of you." This is exactly why Dad left. 23 years of sacrifice, thrown at me like a knife. I didn't cry. I simply sat down, hands trembling. They left soon after Stephanie announcing we'll send pictures, and Danny kissing my headscarf like at a funeral. When their car disappeared down the street, I whispered to my empty house, "Thank you for showing me who you really are." That night, wrapped in the old quilt I'd made when Danny was small, I didn't curse God or fate or cancer. I planned out behind my winter coats sat the old safe no one knew about. Inside were documents that would have shocked Danny: property deeds, investment portfolios, business partnerships. Years ago, I bought Miss Henderson's house when her children sold it cheap. I fixed it up, rented it, and used that income to buy another property. Then another. I invested in a catering business with a church friend. Quietly, consistently, I built an empire. I had always planned to leave it all to Danny. I imagined a heartfelt letter he'd read after my funeral. But that version of the future died the moment he told me I was too embarrassing for his wedding. I took out my will, his name written in elegant script, and cut it into tiny pieces. The next morning, I called my oldest friend, Patricia, who also happened to be my attorney. "I need to rewrite everything," I told her. "This about the wedding." She asked, "You heard? Stephanie was bragging at the country club about uninviting you." Bragging. That word hardened something inside me. Patricia spent the afternoon with me, drafting a new will. When she added everything up, she stared at me in disbelief. "Ellie, this is over $2 million. Every penny goes to Haven House," I said. "They care for elderly women abandoned by their families. Women like me." I dictated a letter to the shelter's director, asking them to use my fortune to give those women dignity. Then I wrote a different letter, one for DANY. "Daniel, I saved this money for your future. Then you looked at me and said I was too ugly for your wedding. Now you get nothing." I hope your perfect day was worth losing your mother. You will never get the chance to make this right. Goodbye. Patricia witnessed my signature and sealed the papers in an envelope with Danny's name on it. 3 days later, his cousin Marcus sent me a handwritten invitation. I decided to attend not for Danny, but for myself. On the morning of the wedding, I dressed in navy blue with a pearl trim collar and a burgundy silk headscarf. I looked in the mirror and saw a woman who deserved respect. At the venue, I slipped quietly into the back row. The ceremony was beautiful white roses, string lights, carefully curated perfection. When Danny and Stephanie kissed, the guests erupted in applause. As they walked back down the aisle, Danny scanned the crowd, his eyes widening when he saw me. Too late. During the photo session, Patricia approached them and handed Danny the envelope. I watched from the distance as he opened it. His face lost all color. Stephanie snatched the papers, her expression turning from confusion to fury. She was rich. She hissed, "Your mother was a millionaire, and you let her cut you off because you were embarrassed by her." "I didn't know," he whispered. "You never asked." Guests gawked. Phones recorded. The perfect wedding unraveled. I slipped away before he could find me. That night, the story spread across social media. By morning, it hit the local news. Dying mother disinherits son after wedding snub. But here's the twist no one knew. I wasn't dying anymore. The experimental treatment had worked. My scans were clear. I let Danny believe I'd passed away. 2 weeks later, I moved to a small coastal town, living peacefully under a new name. I garden, volunteer at an animal shelter, and surround myself with people who value kindness. Danny's marriage collapsed in 4 months. Stephanie left as soon as she realized he was broke. He tried contesting the will. He failed. He begged Haven House for money. They ignored him. Last I heard, he works in a call center. Wondering how he lost everything in a single day. Meanwhile, I sit on my porch at sunset, sipping tea from fine china I bought for myself, finally understanding what it means to be truly wealthy. Peace.